Alright fam, good morning. I made a Dr. Home build, and at first I was excited about it because if you saw the build that I made, it was insane how I kept one-shotting everybody, getting 6 to 7 million crits to the head. It was insane. But after all the excitement calmed down and I realized what was going on, I kept seeing all of these armor kits all over the battlefield every time I had a fight. And thing is, with the Dr. Home, the talent is like this. Let me show you real quick. Because people are saying that you might as well just use a regular rifle. And the only thing that separates this from a regular rifle is, first of all, the skin, which some people say looks like a super soaker water gun. I'll show you some comments and some community feedback in a minute. But the only thing that separates this from the regular M1A CQB, which is the variant it's based off of, is the fire rate. It has an RPM 350, and I think that the regular M1A is like 315 or something. I can't remember, but that's the only thing that separates it from the other regular rifle variants. But look at this comment that Disco made, and shout out to him. He's a fellow YouTuber. He has some thought-provoking discussions, and he goes against the grain with his viewpoints, and I like that. And he had a lot to say about the weapon in general. He said, and I quote, "The gun itself is trash. It's the talent that makes it trash, in my opinion. Anything you can do with the Doctor, you can do with an M1A. You really think it qualifies as a decent exotic? He asked me. It just leaves a bunch of armor things laying around that go to waste. That's my opinion, though. But here's where it all makes sense, because he was continuing on with a reply from someone else, TJ Simon. He said, it's exactly the same as M1A CQB, right? The only difference is the RPM, as I said, and he specifies it as 320 instead of 350, meaning that any talent such as Boomerang, Strain, Rifleman, etc. will 100% outdamage the Dr. Home, at which point it boils down to that talent that leaves a bunch of useless trophies on the ground. If Identity swaps the weapon for CQB, those headshots on the same build would be stronger with any talent. It's a cool looking gun, but as exotics go, it's usually all about the talents. And that's right. You got the 𝐤𝐤𝐵, where, man, at one point, that gun was OP in the dark zone. Nobody could see you if you had the 𝐤𝐤𝐵, period. They had to nerf it, or otherwise it would have been ridiculous. You got the Diamondback right here that gives you 100% crits for 5 seconds. You got the Ravenous that just does you explosions. Just off the wall talents that completely separated from regular talents. And not to mention the capacitor that gives you weapon damage for skill tiers. I mean, that's what separates exotics from regular weapons. And the Dr. Home, unfortunately, is not doing that. Oh, and here's another great point somebody else made. He said the Dr. Home is worth nothing. What's the point? It's a scoped rifle. When I'm using scoped, I'm in cover. When the fight is over, I get full armor automatically. Why should I bother picking it up? He's right, because after the fight is over, when you're not in combat, your armor automatically regenerates, unless you have no regen on as a directive. But most people aren't going to use that, and you're definitely not going to use that just to use the Dr. Home so that you can utilize the talent. All I know is there's so many different views and perspectives and negative reviews about this weapon, just for the simple fact of a small thing that can be fixed and can make it better. Now, there is a easy fix for this. An easy fix that will make this weapon completely an exotic. And I think the devs should do this. Here's one more comment that I'm going to highlight. When I made the post this morning, I actually made this a couple hours ago, and I said that I think that the Dr. Home exotic rifle would be a lot better if everyone on the team could pick up the armor kits once they're dropped, etc., etc. Then this guy commented saying, and this is a perfect idea because I love ongoing directive, and the recent changes they made to it are epic. So if they did this, it would solve the problem completely. So he said if it worked the other way around, then this gun would have paired beautifully with ongoing directive as a true sniper healer. Sit in the back, mark enemies for others with both ongoing directive and the Dr. Home, and they'll get kills and let the gunners run up and collect the armor kits, heals, and hollow point rounds. he said the devs missed out, but they didn't necessarily miss out because, you know, things dramatically change in the game. People can make updates and they can fix things or make things better than what they used to be. It's done in the past and it can be done again. So I have high hopes for this weapon. And at first I didn't think the devs watched my videos, or I didn't think they watched some people's videos, but they comment, you know, and they're watching, they're listening because they want to know what's going on with the game. So I'm gonna put pressure on them about the Dr. Home because I want it to be changed. The build that I made with it is right here. Actually, you can see it. If you want to check out the details, I have a build up and it'll be linked in the description if you want to go check it out more in detail, because it's going to be sitting here until they change it. And once they change it, then it's gonna be perfect. But I am going to make an ongoing directive build like my man suggested, because that's the perfect idea. I guess I'm just going to prepare for the potential of what this can be. If that makes sense. But those aren't the only comments that I have read or I've seen on my videos, man. You got almost everybody like talking about how bad this weapon is. It's not normal for me to drop a build video and people are negative about it. Mostly people are positive about it, but it's apparent that there's something wrong with this and it needs to be fixed. But I just wanted to showcase this. This is going to be a quick video, not really much else I want to say about it. Straight into the point. Some community feedback. Other than that, I'll catch you in the next one. Let me know what you think down in the comments about this. Drop a like, subscribe, and tell me your viewpoints. I'll catch you in the next one. You right out.